Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Arifa Fauzia. I'm a magister student of Institut Teknologi Bandung. In this opportunity, I would like to explain my systematic literature review about curve detection using audio. Okay, we begin with the introduction. Why I decide to choose this topic. First, the SARS-CoV-2 virus or COVID-19 virus has been a major concern for a number of research communities. Then, I think we should take an attention for this topic. Second, faster and contactless detection tests are therefore more advantageous because um, the testing now is the most accurate testing for the COVID-19 test is the PCR that have a high risk to spread the virus because we have to attend the health provider. Then we have to find the faster and contactless detection test to be more advantageous and to low risk of the virus spreading. And third, coughing is a recognizable sign of many respiratory illnesses, and AI-based models have been used to identify specific respiratory illness. Then we have to consider about a COVID-19 detection according to these symptoms. And in this paper, cough detection using audio is discussed using systematic literature review that will help next work to implement more efficient and effective technique in detecting COVID-19 using methodology of systematic literature review that we'll explain in the next slide. The method I took in my literature review is the systematic literature review, and for the first step that I have to do in this methodology is defining the PICOC structure. Okay, here I show you the population, intervention, comparison, outcomes, and context. For the population, I take COVID detection, COVID-19 detection, pre-screening application, COVID signals according to the topic that I take and I explained before. Second, intervention. The intervention I choose in this research is signal process and characterization of processing. Comparison is known because I didn't find a comparison for my research. Third, the outcome of my research is COVID detection system literature review, and the fourth context is research in COVID-19 COVID detection. To define the research question, I take two research questions. First, what datasets used to detect COVID-19 curve? The motivation I took for this research question is to learn about curve datasets used to detect COVID-19. And second, the research question number 2 is what algorithm used to detect COVID-19 curve? What the motivation to do this research question is to know the algorithm used in curve detection. Okay, next, for the search strategy. In this research, I took a strategy by using the keyword and alternative words. So I use the search feature according to the source literature. For this term, I take first curve to be the keyword. Second, detect using a wildcard for two dash keywords, and the third is audio, and the fourth is COVID, and the fifth is mobile or smartphone because I want to focus on a mobile smartphone application. And according to this research strategy, I take 5 four of digital libraries according to this topic using the search features and found that for IEEE Explore I have 21 number of paper according to the results of a search feature, and for Science Direct I take 583rd, and for the Springer link I take 300. I found 354, and for the IACM digital library I found 327. Therefore the total of digital libraries found with using the keyword and search features is 102,085. For the study selection or the selected the all of the research that I found before, I select that according to this inclusion and exclusion. What is the first inclusion is English paper written. Then for all paper that not written in English, I would like not to consider this paper. Second, publication in 2020 until 2022. And the third, relevant to the topic. Four, match the strings and search keywords, of course, because I'm using the keywords. Um, Five, inclusion is journal, conference, and proceeding publication. And the sixth inclusion is reputable journal. Then, for the exclusion criteria of my research is first, out of COVID-19 topic, second, duplicating paper, third, non-English paper written, four, the journal is not accredited, and four, is does not use audio to detect COVID. For the filtering process here, the first step is build the keywords. Second, use search features in digital libraries by keywords according to that before. And third, filter the title research appropriate to the topic. And next, filter the literature based on study selection that I have described before. And the final list of literature review that I found is 31 paper. Uh, Before I get processing those paper, here I give a map of data that I found. First, the publication years. There are 3 years that I have considered. First, 220 until 2022. For the 2020, there are 3 papers. To 2021, there are 12 papers, and for the 2022 there are 16 papers. According to this chart, it shown that this research is quite interesting because it is increasing year by year. And for the next is publication source. For the source, I take 3 of digital sources. First, Bridging Link for 1 paper, Science Direct with 18 papers, and IEEE Explorers with 11 papers. Here is the research results according to the research question number 1. There are several data sets, and according to this table we could see that Koswara is a public data set that is mostly used in um, literatures that I review in this systematic literature review. For the research results, according to the research question number 2, there are several of features or technology used to detect the COVID-19, and according to this table, male frequency substral coefficients or MFCC is the most commonly features that used in the literatures I progress. And for here is the classifier to support the features extraction. There are, according to the results that show in this table, there are several of classifier that used in the research, but but the most popular classifier used in the research is SVM. And for conclude my systematic literature reviews and future works, first, this research demonstrates the evolution of the identification of COVID-19 curve using audio processing. That is my best research background. And the second, Koswara is most popular public dataset used in these studies. And third, male frequency septal coefficients or MFCC is a common method for extracting features from the literature that was reviewed for this study. And for the fourth point is completing by SVM is a frequent classifier employed in a number of investigations in this review. And for the last point, this topic is interesting to develop in order to produce a COVID-19 detection with a lower risk than visiting a healthcare practitioner. I think that is for my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.